All right. We'll get started with it. So this is meant to be an intro video, give some background, kind of what my goals are. This is the first thing I'm doing too, so hopefully it will stay accurate as I add more. The plan is to release a free course on YouTube, like a playlist on my channel at Cringe Wizard. I'll talk about kind of what goals are for that are, people I'm trying to attract, how to use it. Hopefully it's something people will find and find to be useful. Really, I'm just setting out to try and make what I wish I had found when I was starting out trading. Like if I rewound the clocks a few years, what would have been the most helpful for me that, I kind of stumbled into on my own, made mistakes along the way, used time less efficiently than possible. It's being the change in the, Twitter, YouTube, trading, education sphere, being the change that I think would have made my journey more conducive. So this is meant to be an intro video. I'm gonna try and keep these videos like 10 minutes-ish. Um, See how many we actually end up at, but we'll talk about some background stuff, goals and expectations of the course, how to use it, prerequisites for getting started. And then there will be like some dedicated part that's actually the nuts and bolts of trading itself. The system I use, how to use it, how to get good at it, how to be profitable, how to scale up, start doing it full time at some point because that's probably what most people's goals are that get into this sphere. And, maybe figuring out if full-time trading isn't what you want along the way and, saving some time and coming to that realization if that's, where you ultimately end up. Background on me. I'm early 30s. I got into crypto and trading during COVID. I was locked inside a lot. Didn't do very much with work. Work was very slow. Didn't have a whole lot of friends in real life where I was, so I kind of just became an internet schizophrenic. So I got really into crypto. Definitely mishandled, all of the potential crypto moves that there were to make in 2020 that would be looking very, very smart now. So we're on the verge of 2025. Um, I got like exposed to trading, the ideas of what trading are. Like you make a buy here and you make a sell here and you do some kind of wizardry to where you end up making money from doing that. I tried to like institute my own version and it was just kind of like random or just kind of gambling. Definitely like was not a profitable trader at the time. Would have, vastly outperformed like I'm sure pretty much everyone else would have just, buying and holding crypto majors. Because that was a few years ago. My work's kind of expanded since then. I'm a full-time resident psychiatrist in the US, so I have a medical degree. I'm a doctor. Um, my goals, like as far as trading, are basically to optimize the time input I get compared to the output. Really professionally, I'm all about just building, the hourly rate and the compensation I get per hour of work I put in. Um, Currently, I do work full time as a psychiatry resident. So a lot of the kind of teaching and strategy stuff, could be refined further if you were someone who was just sitting in front of a computer all day and like didn't have other things they needed to do. But also at the same time, like I do have a system that's, tested profitable and you can run if you just have computer access, even if you're not paying attention to it 24/7. Like I check charts in the morning when I get up at my lunch break and in the evening. And if there's something specific I'm hunting, I'll like pull it up when I have slow times or like when I'm doing documentation. I'm definitely a chronic multitasker and there's probably some undiagnosed ADHD there. Um, Pretty much like if I can do it working part-time, you can too. And part of this course is showing you how to get there, which I'm sure we'll get a lot more into. The course aims, like, I'm shooting for the person I was, some years ago. I'm in my early 30s now. So like what would have been helpful to me before I was cemented in a career? Like what would have really made my life better by giving me an easier glide into like the career world. And like if trading was ultimately going to be a part of that, how could I have arrived at the point where I'm at now sooner? So this will be taught. I mean, I'm just making videos and sending them out into the ether, but the idea is, my audience is this person who's an early 27 or early 20 something guy. Probably has a job, pays bills, but not sure if they're in the forever career or, what the steps are of getting there. If not, kind of in that self-discovery, you know, hasn't made it yet, has capabilities and wants to get there and make it. Maximize that hourly wage, provide for a family, travel, do all the stuff that we actually all want to do. That's not just, some low-level corporate job forever, making 40K a year sending emails. Um, so we'll talk about if trading is for you. Probably in the second video, we'll kind of run over like, what prerequisites are, how to tell if you're in a place in life where you can put in the time you need to, how to tell what are kind of, baseline needle measurements for if you have the skills, the determination you need to make it. I will say that I do not think trading is very hard. I also don't think trading is a get rich scheme that will work for people who are trying to get rich quickly. It is a get rich slow scheme. And if you take it slow and maintain discipline, you will get rich doing it. In that line, like setting realistic and achievable goals we'll go over. What kind of training period and, net negative or break even should you expect from trading? It's an unrealistic expectation that you're gonna, boot up a chart and establish with a broker and then start making money right away. Maybe you will. If you do, that's great. I think a realistic expectation is probably getting there, over the course of a few years. If you compare that to a college degree or, graduate school education, it's like here in the US, getting a master's degree is 2 years on top of a college degree. So, if you put that time into trading, where would you be able to end up in 2 years of studying and, not making a lot of money, but getting the knowledge? Would that be a better or worse place than, going through a master's program and going through undergrad if that's something you haven't done yet? Um, I will maintain that the education system is very inefficient. And if you like set out to study something on your own, you can get to a similar place in a much more efficient manner if you're motivated. So the point of this course is it's going to all be in one place. It's going to be free. I'm going to make it and release it into the ether. And if people want to watch it and pick up stuff from it, that's great. And I will be quite happy if that's the result. Um, the goal is like a one-stop shop. You come here, you pick up pretty much everything you need, and then you can do the homework, put in the time, grind out the hours on your own to build the skills, and get to a place that's very cool at the end of it. Um, this is the first step I'm taking, so subject to change over time. But the plan is, release a full course on YouTube. It should be comprehensive. It should be everything you need. If you, get linked here from Twitter, if you just find this and watch it and find it helpful, that's great. Um, maybe I'll get some kind of affiliate link, but I don't have anything like that set up right now. So really, I'm not making any money off of this training course on YouTube. And kind of the, more premier options. Um, I hope to also release sometime in a fairly soon time frame. That'll be like a paid Discord, some kind of monthly subscription model where you can join. I'll post daily trades. You can interact with other people going through the course, and trying to trade the same style and, kind of sharpen yourself by rubbing off on myself and other people in the community. I think if you're serious, that should be something that is like obviously pretty worth it, like very early on. It'll be a pretty non-bank breaking monthly subscription. The next level probably be pretty informal, but like private tutoring. So some kind of structure, the same way I see telemedicine patients, probably just based off of Discord and Twitter DMs, where like I charge an hourly rate, I do tutoring. You can we can run over like trades that you took the last week, things that maybe aren't clicking about the system that, I teach specific questions there. Then like, refinements on your own system, questions about back testing. How do I tell if this system I made is something that's profitable? What are tips and tricks, strategies I can use in real life to run this system better and more efficiently? Um, really anything of that nature. So the goal is like 3 tiers. The first one's free. You can engage with this stuff completely on your own terms without it costing any money. And if you think that, spending some amount of money and getting more out of the journey is worth it to you, then that will hopefully be an option. I think that's about it for the intro video. We'll get more into some specifics. Hope you stick around. Hope you learn something.